You know how sometimes it feels like technology is, well, just advancing incredibly fast?
Yeah, it really does.
But imagine breakthroughs popping up not just fast, but years, maybe even decades ahead of what anyone thought possible.
It sounds a bit like science fiction, doesn't it?
Right? But it seems like it's actually happening right now. Well, we've been digging into this fascinating investigation, looking specifically at these kinds of unexpected tech leaps, stuff that's happened just over the last year or so. It draws on work from people like futurist Jay Poole and the 7 AI Ethical Researchers Group. They're really trying to figure out what's driving this acceleration. And so our plan today, our mission, is basically to unpack the most surprising bits from the source material, because it seems like there's this powerful, sometimes really subtle force pushing everything forward. And that force, the report argues, pretty clearly
is artificial intelligence, AI, right? Acting like some kind of hidden turbocharger?
Exactly, pushing progress in ways we didn't fully see coming. And it's happening everywhere, across totally different fields.
Yeah, that's what struck me. It's not just one area.
No, the report dives into biotech, material science, clean energy, computing, and in every single one, you see these big, surprising jumps, timelines just getting crushed.
Okay, let's get into some examples then. Biotech, for instance. The speed there sounds, well, just kind of mind-blowing.
It really is. We're talking about developing new drugs, new biological tools, things that always took years and years.
And now maybe months.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, take finding a new antibiotic, the report mentions. Abacin, this new antibiotic discovered that kills a really nasty superbug.
Okay, an AI model basically sifted through thousands of molecules, narrowing down the options incredibly fast.
And how fast are we talking compared to before?
Well, the last similar type of antibiotic, decades of old-school lab work. This one AI found it in months.
Wow, months versus decades.
Yeah. Or look at Rentaservit. It's a drug candidate for a specific lung disease.
What's amazing here is that generative AI identified the target and designed the molecule.
So AI did both parts, the problem and the solution.
Pretty much. It went from just an idea to being ready for clinical trials in about 18 months. Normally, that stage alone takes 4, maybe 5 years.
So that's a huge time saving right there. A clear sign AI pipelines can deliver medicines way faster.
Absolutely. And it's not just speeding things up, right? The report mentioned AI actually creating things.
Yeah, like from scratch?
Exactly. The David Baker Lab, for example, they use generative AI tools. There's one called RF diffusion, designed for protein structures to engineer totally new enzymes.
New enzymes from the ground up. Wasn't that considered like a grand challenge in science?
It was a huge one. The AI basically created blueprints for these enzymes that didn't exist before, and the scientists could then actually build them. So AI isn't just tweaking anymore, it's inventing, achieving stuff thought impossible.
Or at least decades away. That's incredible. And you have to wonder, right, how much of this is because these really powerful AI models, like the big language models, became widely available pretty recently.
So researchers are just grabbing these tools and running with them.
Seems likely. The report notes a lot of these biotech jumps happened within about a year of major LLM releases. It suggests researchers are using AI, even if it's not always the headline grabber.
Okay, that makes sense. And the same pattern, this acceleration, shows up elsewhere, like material science.
Oh yeah, definitely. Remember all the buzz about AI finding new battery materials?
Vaguely, yeah.
Basically, Microsoft and PNNL, that's Pacific Northwest National Lab, they used AI and cloud computing to screen, get this, 32 million potential compounds.
32 million?
Yep, and just 80 hours to find a new solid electrolyte for batteries. Normally, finding one decent material takes years of lab work.
This took days. That's just a completely different timescale.
A timeline shock, exactly. And it's not just finding one material faster. AI is speeding up the whole exploration of what's even possible. Google DeepMind has this model Genome E for finding stable materials, right? It mapped over 2 million new inorganic crystals.
The report estimates that's like adding 800 years worth of materials knowledge in one go. 800 years in one project.
And many of these are potential candidates for better batteries, superconductors, you name it. AI is just exploring the possibilities exponentially faster. putting options on the table scientists wouldn't have expected for ages.
So even something like that LK99 superconductor claim, the controversial one,
Yeah.
even though it didn't pan out, the speed of the global reaction, everyone trying to test it, analyze it, that was partly AI-enabled too, wasn't it? Collaboration and analysis happening at internet speed.
That's a good point. It showed how fast science can move now, maybe spurred by an idea that AI helped generate or analyze quickly.
Okay, so biotech, materials, what about clean energy, fusion maybe?
Fusion's a great example, yeah. Big challenge there is controlling the super hot plasma, right? Keeping it stable.
Always the tricky part.
Well, researchers at Princeton used AI to basically predict and stop disruptions in the plasma about 300 milliseconds before they happen.
Whoa, predicting it.
Yeah. Controlling that plasma stability was a huge hurdle, thought to be years away from being solved reliably. AI cracked it early. It suggests the whole timeline for fusion power might actually shorten.
That would be massive.
And green hydrogen? Similar story. A team in Toronto used AI to find a new catalyst. Alloy makes producing green hydrogen much more efficient.
How much more?
The AI found the best blend in days, work that would have taken years otherwise. And the result was 20 times more stable than older catalysts.
20 times, just by letting AI figure out the mix.
Exactly. This whole idea of inverse design, you tell the AI what you want, and it figures out how to make it. That's exploding as compressing innovation time like crazy, especially in sustainable tech.
All right, and finally, computing itself. AI improving AI.
Kind of, yeah. DeepMind's AlphaDev, it's an AI that optimizes code. It found new sorting algorithms faster than ones humans hadn't improved in
40 years?
No way. So AI wrote better code than humans could for decades for those specific tasks, yeah. And that code, it got integrated into a standard C++ library millions use.
So AI-written code is becoming part of the foundation now.
Wow, and chip design too.
Oh, absolutely. AI tools are standard there now.
Yeah.
Help design over 100 commercial chips in just a year. Makes designers more productive, squeezes more efficiency out of the hardware.
Moore's Law was kind of slowing down.
Yeah, people kept saying it was ending, but AI is sort of giving it a boost, cutting months off design cycles.
And on the software side, things like GitHub Copilot helping programmers code faster.
Massively.
The report suggests maybe 50% faster for millions of developers. Think about all the new features, new products, especially AI products themselves that rolled out super fast last year.
So AI programmers are just accelerating everything behind the scenes, quietly.
But yeah, powerfully.
Okay, so stepping back, looking across all these different areas, biotech, materials, energy, computing, what's the big picture here?
The pattern is pretty clear and honestly surprising in its consistency. AI is just acting as this incredible accelerant for discovery and innovation.
Not just incremental.
No, real leaps, shrinking timelines from years down to months, sometimes enabling things we honestly thought were decades away.
Or maybe just plain impossible. And it's the common thread, isn't it? Whether it's obvious up front or humming away in the background, doing data analysis, running simulations, automating the grunt work, AI is enabling these rapid advances.
That's the key takeaway from the investigation. It's the underlying engine.
And for you listening, this is not just abstract science stuff, right? These breakthroughs, they affect everything. Future medicines, how we get our energy, how fast your phone or computer works, the software you use every day. And the main point is they're showing up much, much sooner than experts thought possible. Even just a little while ago, the pace has fundamentally shifted.
So here's something to think about. What other huge challenges, things we've called grand challenges that seem maybe decades off, what if they suddenly become solvable, like really soon, now that science has this silent, super fast AI partner?
Yeah, what distant futures are suddenly a lot closer than we think?
Yeah, and we invite you to check out the Tech Frontiers YouTube channel for more insights into AGI and the near future. It's arriving faster than anyone expected.